Hello, I am Renita Parks, and we have made it to week 12. Apply learning issues with expertise, giftedness, and creativity. This week, I focus on responding to the questions that were provided in this week's announcements. Creativity. How does creativity and intelligence overlap? Creativity and intelligence overlaps as it relates to the ability to solve problems. Using internal faculties like intuition, I think that both creativity and intelligence have to do with the ability to think with flexibility. I believe that one must have a certain level of intelligence to achieve higher levels of creativity. I believe that this can play out in various ways. Intelligence provides the foundation for critical thinking. I believe that individuals who are intelligent and have a productively working metacognition, then that type of person, I feel, has more potential to be creative. Metacognition plays a crucial role in fostering creativity by allowing individuals to reflect on and regulate their cognitive processes. I noticed that in the From Creative Potential to Creative Achievements article for methodology, they mainly use quantitative methods. I would have liked to have seen some qualitative insights as well, possibly in the form of interviews or self-reporting journal entries about the participants' feelings of creativity. Do they feel creative, or how would they describe or evaluate their creative potential? Would participants describe, or how would participants describe their creative performance? I feel as though qualitative insights, such as interviews or journal entries, could provide valuable subjective perspectives on creativity, complementing the quantitative methods. I want to move on to giftedness. The question for giftedness is, how might giftedness make one more resilient or at risk for psychosocial issues? Or in other words, does being gifted make one more resilient or more at risk? Giftedness, I feel, could make an individual more resilient or more at risk for psychosocial issues, depending on the individual, their relationship and interactions with other people, and with their environment. Gifted students could potentially be more resilient than others or at greater risk for depression and suicide, depending on their level of awareness, access, and their ability to utilize supports as they navigate psychosocial adjustment, vulnerability, hypersensitivity, and other challenges that may that may come along with them being gifted. I believe it is important that students are identified as early as possible for giftedness, and that schools, students, and families have the proper access to the proper supports and materials to assist and prepare students in navigating challenges that accompany giftedness. Early identification of giftedness is crucial for providing appropriate supports and resources to help gifted students navigate the challenges that they may face. In my experience, in urban environments, we don't, or I haven't had extensive training on giftedness. While reading Mueller and Winter's article on depression, suicide, and giftedness, I wonder if maybe even I was gifted coming up. Over the past modules, I've discussed my students, like displacement, and how they seem not to have the proper match to their environment. But I had never really considered them as gifted. After reading this article, I wonder if giftedness shows up in different ways depending on the context and the participants. I wonder how giftedness looks with African American children growing in urban environments. My reflection on the lack of extensive training on giftedness in urban environments underscores the importance of raising awareness and addressing the needs of gifted students from diverse backgrounds. Next question is about expertise. and how it is viewed extensively through the lens of information processing theory, with a special emphasis on declarative, procedural, and conditional knowledge differences between experts and novices. How might these differences play out in problem solving and problem identification? Okay, so I noticed that expertise is viewed extensively through the lens of information processing theory, with a special emphasis on declarative, procedural, and conditional knowledge differences between experts and novices. I feel as though successful intelligence, as defined by Sternberg, will help me explain how these differences play out in problem solving and problem identification. My analysis of how giftedness can make individuals more resilient or at risk for psychosocial issues highlights the complex interplay between cognitive abilities and social emotional factors. Successful intelligence, as Sternberg articulates, is achieved through a nuanced interplay of adaptation, shaping, and selection within one's environment, enabling individuals to succeed according to their values and societal context. I think this definition of successful intelligence directly relates to and connects to creativity. I believe it is at this level that intelligence and creativity becomes one during expertise. Experts are in the process of constantly working to become better. When engaging in deliberate practice, one matures and seeks more challenging activities to continue their refinement. Experts have superior problem identification and problem solving abilities that stem from their deep domain specific knowledge and their efficient cognitive processes. While novice learners, they are still they are practicing to learn the skill. They are working to learn the basics. They are in the process of acquiring basic skills, and they may struggle with identifying and solving complex problems. Experts are better able to identify, understand, and evaluate problems and potential solutions. They can do that better than novice learners, who may understand their specific level of access and be able to potentially solve a problem. Their strengthened ability and increased possibility of success lies with the individual who has worked to become better, increasing rigor as they participate in deliberate practice. This week's reflection demonstrates a nuanced understanding of creativity, giftedness, and expertise, and they have implications for education and human development.